Okay, guys, we're gonna do the video on the knives. I'm gonna do a follow up on the last video I did. I had a subscriber say something to me about their 12-year-old. That would be Angela. Thanks for the comment. I appreciate that. It gives me words of encouragement to keep going with all this. Um, this is something that you might want to look into for your smaller children. This is a pistol crossbow. I don't know if they sell them where you live, but they do here. And it's pretty decent for younger kids. It'd be decent for house defense. Um, you take squirrels, rabbits, basically anything you want to take with these for small, rabbits, squirrels, small birds, stuff like that. This is called a pistol crossbow. I do not know if they sell them where you live, like I said, but this is something that you could probably look into. It's a pretty nifty little thing to have. These are bolts that they sell for them. One's plastic with a metal tip, and they're sharp. And then they make aluminum ones in plastic, and they're pretty crazy little things too. But that would be something that you might want to look into, Angela. Something else that came to my mind after I read your comment, my daughters actually went through a class in school for bow. And a lot of schools, if you live in a rural area where hunting's pretty prominent, like where I live, they take 2 weeks off during hunting season. That's a vacation that they have here. And it's kind of weird, but they get the whole 2 weeks off of hunting season so they can go out hunting with their parents and all that, and it doesn't affect them. So that would be something that would be a good idea for you to check into. See if your local schools and stuff like that have programs for the kids. You can look into the local gun ranges to find out if they have archery classes for the kids. It's a great sport. It's gives them self-discipline. It gives them to relax and focus on what's going on around them. Mental abilities to be able to focus on not losing their minds, and gives them a little bit of self-gratitude too when they start hitting the targets. So that would be something that you would want to look into. All right, so let's get into this whole knife thing. So we got so many different kinds of knives out there. I can't even, I don't even know where to start, so I'm just going to start. So you got to figure out first what kind of knives you need, okay? So if you're doing large game, you're going to need a decent Bowie knife. This is called a Bowie, okay? This one here is an antique. It's Solinger Germany steel. I would definitely get a high quality knife. I wouldn't go cheap. Like I said, this is Solinger Germany steel. This one's perfectly balanced, as you can see. That's high quality knife when it's perfectly balanced. This is for boning large animals and stuff like that, quartering them. Like you drop a deer and you're out in the woods and SHTF, you're gonna have to figure out a way to get that thing back. And I would imagine you're gonna quarter it out and backpack it out of there. That would be something I would definitely look into. Here's another one. This one's got a different kind of blade on it, but this is Damascus. Okay, if I with all the years that I have playing with knives, the knife blade that I found that holds the best edge, believe it or not, is a true Damascus blade. I think it's because of the layering of the steel when they make it, but they make excellent knives for boning, stuff like that. All right. Now you're going to get into, say, you want to do filleting fish, straight up buck knife. Just go buy a stupid thin blade buck knife. That's the best thing on the planet to skin knife or fish with. Right there, skin them, fillet them. You don't need nothing more than that. It's just plain old buck knife. I mean, true right to the core. All right, so you got multiple different kinds of knives that you can use for skinning. Now, this is a teardrop shaped blade for skinning, and then you have a hook that you can make a little slit, hook it in there, and the blade's actually razor sharp inside the thing, so when you're pulling it down the skin, you can open the skin wide open. And then finish the rest of the job with that kind of knife. Or you can get a teardrop shaped blade for skinning. That you can do a lot with that. Like I said, this one's a Damascus. It holds an edge like you wouldn't believe. Make sure you got a good handle on it too, because your hands are going to get slippery from the blood and all the gristle and all that stuff. You need a good firm handle on a knife. Here's another Damascus for skinning. This one here is a pretty nice knife. It's pretty balanced. It's not over heavy. You can move it in decent ways. Here's another type of Damascus for skinning and cutting up what you need to cut up. Now, we're talking about home defense with my last video. We're talking about having some throwing knives and learning how to use them. I have multiple sets of throwing knives and I'm pretty proficient with them. There's nothing wrong with having a couple of these floating around. You never know. You might get caught in a part of your house that you can't get to your primary weapon. You can always carry one of these on around, or a set of them. That's something that I would consider. Make sure they're not sharp, but the tip needs to be sharp. But the rest of it don't need to be sharp if you're only going to use that for home defense. Then you can get into the really crazy stuff. This is called a punga, or you can call it a panga, whatever way you want to say it, but that's a good home defense. It's short, takes care of business. You can do whatever you need to do. I call it my limber because it takes somebody's limb off without a problem. But it's well balanced, good handle, both hands on it. You can stay in total control. Then you have guys like me that are into the military stuff, military surplus, stuff like that. This is a full-length bayonet. There's two gens for the M1 Garand. This one's the first gen, full-length, 18-inch, and then they made a 12-inch one, so they revamped it. They took the old blades and cut them down, and they needed them shorter. But what's wrong with having a surplus weapon sitting around? I got multiple of them. I got them all the way back to the I think my oldest one's 1886. But like I said, you can use surplus blades. All right, let's see here. You have another option, okay? Most people don't realize there's a blade inside your Leatherman. This is a multi-tool. You can carry this thing around everywhere. This is unreal, what's in these things. There's your blade right there. Most jobs that you're going to have to do can be done with that blade right there. Most. All right, so you can skin a rabbit, you can skin a squirrel, you can dress it, everything. Just keep the blade sharp. That's all I got to say on that one. Just keep it sharp. Leatherman, or I think it's called Gerber or something like that. Garmin, that's the word. Garmin makes another one. But the Leatherman, from what I can say, is I've had one of these. This is my original one, and I've had this thing, I don't know how long. I don't even know if they even make the cases like this anymore. This is the original Leatherman with the case, and it's still in excellent shape, all stainless, lasts forever. I mean, you make the investment once, you never have to make it again. You can go out and get some really nice knives, limited editions. That's what this one is. This is a buck knife, serial numbered. This is a great skinning knife. I've used it. You know, people are going to say, oh my God, he's using a limited edition for, yeah, okay, what's the use of having something if you ain't going to use it? That's my whole concept on it. Now, this one's going to blow your mind. So I'm going to show you here on my side. At 12 years old, my grandfather handed me a knife. And he said, I'll never need another knife for the rest of my life as long as I have this knife. This is a Buck 110 folding knife. Every single state, it's legal. I'm going to show you on my hand. It's less than 4-inch on the sharpened edge on a lock blade. Okay? Every single state, it's legal. So you can carry it anywhere you want in any state. That knife right there, I don't know how many animals I've cleaned with that knife over the years. It's insane. But I still carry a Buck 110 every day, no matter what. Okay, let's see here. So let's get into this whole sharpening thing. All right, I'm gonna do a little side note. My wife, I'm not allowed to sharpen her knives anymore. I sharpen knives a little over sharp. I could shave with all my knives. I don't know if I'm supposed to have them that sharp, but the way I look at it is the sharper you get, the better they are. That's how I see it. So you can go the old school, a steel, to sharpen them. Okay, I'd sit here and show you. All right, so say this blade. You'd bring it down at an angle. You have to figure out which angle works for you when you're sharpening them. A lot of what you're trying to do is you're trying to make an even sharp edge on both sides. If you do one side more than the other, what you're going to end up doing is rolling the tip of the blade over, and you do not want to do that. What you want to do is you want to polish the edge and bring it down to a sharp edge. Now, they have sharpeners like this. It's a V with the stone that comes out that you can sharpen your knives with. This is for a bug out bag, okay? Or in the field, you want to carry it in your back pocket. If you're out hunting and you want to sharpen your knives for cleaning deer, I just slide the thing in my back pocket and I just freshen the blade up. That's the word I'm looking for. Now, my wife uses this. One of them is steel and one's ceramic. There's a reason. The steel one is to get the roughest part off of the blade, and the ceramic is to polish the blade. And it's set at a perfect angle when you do it. And you hold it like that, and you put it on a butcher's block, and you just slide it away from you or towards you, and then that'll sharpen the blade. You have multiple layered stones, which I use. I go all the way up to 1800 grit. That's like finer than razor blade sharpness, but this is one of my multi-layered. Nope, this is straight layered. Okay, so this one's, I think this one's 600 grit on this one. This one here is the multi. If you can see it, I don't know if you could see the color. Can you see the color change? So this side's the coarse side, this side's the fine side. So you take this side and use it for nicks and stuff like that to get your blade back, and then you use this side to polish it. You do want to use honing oil when you're using a stone. That's something some kind of oil. I use honing oil. I got plenty of honing oil. I've used gun oil. I mean, I've actually even used vegetable oil. All right, the sky's the limit, which way you want to do it. Then you can get really different and get a block like this. So I'm going to show you. So this is the coarse ones. You put it in here, well, get in there. That'll give you your angle that you need. Put your hand there, it gives you a hand guard. But if you keep the blade straight, it'll give you your degree of angle that you need to be able to sharpen. This one's got coarse and fine. So this is ceramic, the white ones. This is the coarse stone. There's all kinds of sharpeners out there. You can go find what's going to be best for you with the knives. Like I said, I would definitely figure out what you're going to use the knife for. Younger kids, I would stick with a smaller blade. That way they have less chance of getting hurt with them. Teach them. Sit down and explain it to them. Teach them how to sharpen them. If you have everybody in the household on the same page, then they can learn together and make it a family thing, then it goes way easier. All right, so if you guys got any questions about the knives or anything like that, give me a shout out and I'll see what I can do for you and help you out along the way. I wouldn't buy cheap knives. They're garbage. Throw them in the garbage. I mean, one use knife, throw it in garbage. You're not going to keep an edge on it. Spend a little bit of money. About the cheapest knife I'd go is a buck knife. And a buck knife ain't a cheap knife. So I'm just letting you know. These Damascus blades right here, these will put you in the poorhouse, these kind of knives. But it's a once in a lifetime investment. You'll never wear that knife out as long as you live. That's a fact. This one here, I've had forever and a day. I can't remember if my grandfather gave me that when I was like 12 or 13 because we were getting nuisance permits on our property in Connecticut. And a nuisance permit is, they go by the acreage you have with what you're growing on the property, and then they go by how many deer are on the in the area per square mile, and then you're allowed to take so many deer. Well, when you're taking 10 to 15 deer a year, you kind of need a decent knife to quarter them up. So that's why he gave me this one. But I've had this thing forever, and I still use it to this day. I don't know why I keep using it, but I keep using it. All right, so I covered the knife thing. Something that was brought to my attention by my wife. I thought this was a really good suggestion. I figured I'd put it in with the knife thing. Staffs. Anybody know what a staff is? So I have multiple floating around. Okay, that's a staff. Okay, that is a defense weapon. Unbelievable. This is less than lethal. Learn how to use it. Okay, if you ever watched any TV shows, one of them was Walking Dead. One of the guys in that show uses a staff. Learn how to use it. Put it in your house. Put a couple around your house. Teach your kids how to use them. I mean, you could take the airway out of somebody in a heartbeat. Pop them in the forehead with it. In the throat. Take the airway out. It'll stop and it will put them instantly to the ground if you take their airway out. That's the key. Just keep hitting them until they're demobilized. And if they get up, hit them again. I mean, it's simple. This is another one of my staffs. And yes, I do know how to use them. I've learned a long time ago how to use them. We used to play, back when I was a kid, we used to play with nunchucks. And nunchucks or they banned them and all this nonsense. So we had the brilliant idea to go get some staffs. So these staffs were actually taken off of trees that were growing in Connecticut. If you look at them, like this one is actually upside down. That was the bottom. These are two roots that were grown together that was turned into a staff. See the way the roots were? That's the bottom, or the top. This is the bottom of the trees that were growing together. So this is all natural. And then this one was the same way. That's the top of the tree. Oop. And that's the bottom of it. But you flip it upside down, then you have the top. I don't think I'd want to get clocked in the head with one of them. I think I might want to consider not having that, especially if I'm swinging it at you. Just take the time, get your self-defense together. They had another mass shooting last night around midnight in Philadelphia. This is getting out of control. I mean, what people's minds are doing, I think they're starting to get like they don't care. And I said in the last video, people are going to get brutal, and they're just going to get more brutal. From what I'm gathering, everything I heard about this whole shooting yesterday, there was cops on the scenes, and they were still shooting. So this is just the beginning. I would definitely try to find your soul and come back to God. If you don't have God in your life, bring Him into your life. I just try to get some morals and get a moral compass. I mean, you're not supposed to be a floor mat. God doesn't want you to be a floor mat. He doesn't want you to put up with nonsense either. He wants you to defend yourself. He doesn't want you to roll over and let people just roll right over you. Just try to keep a level mind, prepare. This is going to get out of control, and it's getting out of control more and more every day. I mean, we've had, I don't even know how many mass shootings in the last couple of weeks. I mean, we go from none to out of control. Why is that? You know, it could be desperation. It could be people, mental health issues. I would say it's more along the lines of the mental health issues. And then there's underlying things that are contributing to this. But just keep your family safe. Don't, I mean, there's going to come a time real soon where you're going to call the cops and they're not coming. All right? We've had multiple reports, multiple cities saying, don't call us. Well, I can't remember what city it was. I'd have to look it up, but one of them, Seattle, Washington. Seattle, Washington has stopped investigations of rape. What am I missing here? So a woman can go down and get raped and they're not going to investigate it. Okay, you got to really think about what I just said just now. I'm thinking to myself, so you're giving these criminals free rein to go rape anything they want? I mean, at that point, nothing's safe. Their dogs ain't even safe at that point. I mean, come on. You better lock your dogs up. You better lock your husbands up too. They might be raping everything. I mean, God. Comes a point where enough is enough, people. Just get ready. I mean, I would definitely get ready. Remember what I said. I keep saying it, 5. You need them. Food, water, medicine, safe place, and means of self-defense. Get them. I can't. Yeah, I think one of the episodes, Negan in The Walking Dead, had, I think, I'm trying to think of what that baseball bat's name was. Lucy. I think it's Lucy. And he's got that thing wrapped up with some barbed wire or something. Go get a baseball bat. I mean, put some spikes in it. Another one is oak axe handles. Back when I was younger, I used to live on the Chesapeake Bay, and we used to go get oysters all the time, and you'd have to break them open. So what I did was I got an oak axe handle, just double-headed oak axe handle. At the end where the head goes on, it kind of bows like that up. Cut that off. Drill a hole in it. Put some leather through it. Man, guess what? That's a club. I wouldn't want to get clocked in the head with one. And if you really want to get creative, you could drill out the handle part of it and fill it full of lead. I guarantee you get clocked in the head with one of these oak axe handles full of lead. Man, that's going to be bad. I would rather get hit with a baseball bat, to tell you the truth, than one of those. So just get ready. We're going to have some tough times ahead of us. And you're going to think, is this ever going to end? Well, I don't know. It's going to end when the big guy comes back. That's what I think. He's going to sort it all out. But in the meantime, it's up to us to sort it out. And if you're not a part of the problem, then you ain't got to worry about it. If you're the solution to the problem, then you're on the right side. That's how I see it. If you're prepared, that's physically, mentally, spiritually, every aspect of it, food, water, everything. Just don't become a victim. That's what I got to say. Have everybody in your house on the same page. If you're not all on the same page, you guys might want to get a little bit of soul searching going on, because I'll tell you what, this is going to get out of control, and I see some dark days ahead, and we're not going to like what we're going to see. But if you're in sound mind, spiritually, mentally, and all that stuff, you're not going to make mistakes for you or your family. And if all your family members are on the same page, they're not going to make mistakes and get you hurt either. Like I said, I'll do some more videos. I didn't think I was going to blast 2 of them out this week, but the boys want. My son keeps saying, "Dad, put them out, put them out." Well, I had a couple of minutes. He keeps telling me to make the time. So there you go, Paige. I made the time. Angela, I hope what I said about the pistol crossbow is helpful to you. Like I said, I do not know where you live. You have to find out for yourself what the laws are. I said in one of my videos, go down, talk to your local police department. Go down, talk to your local sheriff's department. Where I live, we got sheriff deputies everywhere. I'm good friends with a lot of them. They're good guys. The sheriff's department's more apt to talk to you than local police department. I don't know what the arrogance is with that, but anyway, a lot of the highway patrol officers are pretty good. They'll give you the information. If they don't know the information you need, they will definitely point you in the direction, because they don't want you screwing up, because they don't want to have to come pick you up because you did something wrong. So go down, find out what your local laws are. I mean, in one state, you can have one law in one town and another law in the other town. They can't keep their heads straight. So find out your local laws, and they'll put you in the right direction. Like I said, the district attorney of all places will tell you what the laws are. I mean, that's all you got to do is go down to the courthouse. I mean, another one is the phone that you're using. It's as smart as you are. Just type in there, what is my local laws? Type in your town, your municipality, area. Put in your zip code, the state. You got to make sure that your state and federal laws don't overlap each other, because some of them do, and they're a little on the stupid side, because federal law supersedes state and local. So you got to make sure you got them on board. Like I said, guys, be safe. I got to go back to work tomorrow, so be safe. Get your 5. Remember what I said, get the 5, you need them. There was something else. It was racking my brain earlier that I wanted to tell you guys. Oh, that's what I wanted to say. Yes, the last video I said tape the windows. Okay, that's important that you do that. You don't want people to know that you're inside your house. You want the house to look desolate. You want it to look like it's already been looted. You don't want people to come in. If and when this stuff hits the fan, okay, you're going to need teams to rotate. You can't stay awake 24 hours a day, 7 days a week. So you need to think about who's going to be awake at what time and do that rotation. I'm telling you right now, most of the time, from everything that I can read up on in history and all that stuff, most raids happen between like 10 at night till about 5 o'clock in the morning. So I would say the dude that's the Billy Bad Butt in the family and that's going to be the enforcer would probably want to be awake at that time, okay, to protect the family. So I wouldn't let everybody go to sleep at the same time, because if you get woken up from a dead sleep, somebody's going to get hurt because you're not going to know what's going on. You need to be a sound mind to be able to protect your family. Make sure all the kids are on the same page. If you got youngsters, like really young, find a closet in the house, hide them in it. Put the oldest child in there with a weapon. Tell them not to come out. Come up with a special words. We got a little special words that we say. Like if I walk away from the house and I call my wife, like say Andrea, okay, she knows it's an ambush. Kill everybody in sight, even me, because that's what it is. If you come up with words like that, they know. Train everybody in the house to know the same thing. You have to. If they all know the same thing, you don't need to call a person by their real name. Just off the cuff, teach them. You know, the first letter, ambush. That'd be Andrea or Amy or whatever. That means that it's bad. So just keep that in mind. Stay prepared. Keep at it. I just hope that this doesn't go down. I'm hoping. But thanks for your time, guys. God bless. I'll see you later. Bye.